Good morning. It's Saturday morning over here, about a minute here and all. It's almost 9 o'clock in the morning, and I've been working on the kitchen in here. I got wood trim put up, I got LED lights up, I got outlet covers. Of course, I'm going to have to do a little bit of patchwork unless I can find a bigger wall cover for that. I got LED lights, does work. It brightens it up in here substantially. Of course, there's the living room and everything that was in the kitchen. I pretty much moved into there. I've got 2 sheets of insulation to put up here in the above the kitchen, and I got styrofoam insulation I've been putting up in the bedroom. I put the same LED lights in the living room, just 2 of them, and that's plenty bright enough. And then styrofoam hot tub covers that I got from work, and I cut down and put in the ceiling. In here in the bedroom, I put that styrofoam sheeting in, and that right there is one 8-foot sheet, and I had just a little tiny bit left. Of course, the bedroom's pretty much wrecked where I've been working. Tools, electric cords, but everything. I got vinyl flooring. Of course, it needs scrubbed, which as soon as I get done with all this trim work, I'll get to that. There's my little refrigerator I was telling you about. You know, it's not much, but it's not put up here for long-term stuff. Looks like my drain for the sink kind of crooked. A little bit better, or it could. And ain't that, it's the sink itself. Drain downspout for the sink looks a little off to one side. And today, here in a little bit, and there it warms up here, I'm going to come up and finish up this trim here in the corners around my windows back here behind my sink. Pretty much what I'm doing, every place there's a seam or 2 panels went together, that's where I'm putting the strips at, just like here. And then door frame, I had a seam up there. This post right here, it's getting stained instead of drywall covered. But here's the carpet. Of course, I've got a vacuum cleaner. I can bring it up here and sweep it up. And my candelabras. TV, I've got my cord cable for it, for the antenna, just kind of hanging. But I don't have, there's all my AC power stuff, the breaker box, here's the breaker box, then the inverter, and then the charge controller for the solar. And then I've got that white cord that can come in off solar panels, and then that black one coming out of the wall, that's for all the lighting. For now, I've opted to go ahead and just run my lighting off of the battery bank. Later on, if I want, I can add on another battery. Of course, it's cold enough up here you can see your breath, and we've had snow. I would say total we got somewhere right around a foot, 12 inches, or trying to bust this ice up off this deck so I'm not coming up here falling and getting hurt and not being able to get back down to the house and end up with hypothermia or something, end up dying. There's my other boards to finish up the kitchen with. I took them down to the house and painted them. There's like 13 of them there. So I got my heater lit in there so it'll warm up some. Just taking a while. But like I said, we've got neighbor's house, neighbors across the road, and the roof. There's a downfall of having solar. Snow getting covered it, and as it melts, it'll turn to ice, and then the panels will eventually get to where they're not producing enough power to charge anything. Of course, though, too, it's overcast today, and another shot of the cabin. Kind of looks nice with that snow on the roof. I actually had, before I started putting insulation in there, ran that heater. Actually, I'm trying to pay attention where I'm walking so I'm not sliding down this hill. Enough heat in there that it actually melted the snow that was on the roof, and then this last bunch that we got put more back up on it. And as you can see, of course, I only run that heater whenever I'm up there working or decide to go up there to spend the night. It stays on there. I made those chocolate covered raspberries this morning. They turned out pretty good. I got them bundled up and in the fridge. And it's a shame that Mom's gotten allergic to raspberries. I'd run her some down. My old approach going through the gate, I cut the fence last summer to have a different approach. That approach right there underneath all that snow, big old sheet of ice. So I've kind of sort of cut up over the little hill here. Man, that's a trip and a half up there. I've experimented around with the driveway, covering it with tarps when we get snow. This last bit of snow that we got like an inch, and back in the house now. I'm gonna let it warm up there for a little bit and head back up there and work on that trim. I started the truck up this morning. This is where I painted all those slats. This is the laundry room, basically in the basement. Hot water heater, pressure tank, water filter, man door. Painted those slats right in there, that way I'm not getting paint all over the place. Plus I can leave them lay out and dry. And here's my driveway. Here's my tarps I was using. What I would do is This down here for the approach. Coming up off the road there's a bit of a grade. I would cover that, and that way it would eliminate a lot of this shoveling stuff. And I started the truck up to try to get battery charged up on it a little bit and leave it run and get the fluids going. Now the inside of it smells like exhaust. There's the sunroof, if you've ever wondered what snow looks like. Now I can push this button right here, open the sunroof up, and get drenched with snow. We're on the inside of the truck, but we're not going to do that. And it's 23 degrees. I checked earlier on my phone that I've got set to Celsius. Said it was -4, but that's 23 degrees Fahrenheit outside temperature. So shut the truck off, and then my nose is running. And I've kind of noticed something, just paying attention a lot of times. Whenever you're out in this, your nose starts running. 9 times out of 10, it's condensate building up in your nasal cavities, and builds up to a point and it just starts dripping. That's what causes your nose to run. Now, yeah, dripping out of your nose, it could very well be carrying the common cold virus. Oh, my can of black paint, where it was up there in the building. Of course, it's pitch black now. Where it was up there in the building, it was froze. So I had to wait. Now, there's lights that I put up around the basement steps. That way, whenever you went down them of a night, you wouldn't literally go down. Well, anyhow, where it was up there in the building, it was froze. So I brought it up, set it in front of one of the heaters, leave it thaw out some. So here's these raspberries that I'd made. And what I got was these candy making chips. They're pretty good. They're not as good as a chocolate covered strawberry, and they rank up there. Of course, they're a lot more juicier. I got these little wafers. And what you do is you put them in a microwave safe dish and pop them in the microwave for about 30 seconds and stir them. And now if they need a little bit more time, you put them back in there for a little bit more time and stir them, so on and so forth. But anyhow, if you was here, you would have chocolate covered raspberries and a bouquet of some kind of flowers for tomorrow. but kind of let the cat out of the bag by telling you that if you was here, that's what you'd be having for Valentine's Day. And then probably dinner. Might make some chicken and probably some kind of noodles. So that's pretty much that. Just poured me another cup of lemonade to come in here into the living room and turn the TV on for a bit and wait for it to warm up there. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Maddie, she scared the living daylights out of the birds this morning. She come in here rooting around looking for something to eat. So I ended up fixing her 4 sausage links. That way she can get the wrinkle out of her belly and not be bugging the birds. So, alrighty, I'm going to get off of here. And happy Valentine's Day, since hell won't be until Sunday before you get to see this, hopefully. So, I'm going to run down to my parents' house here after a while. That way I can get this thing uploaded on Wi-Fi. Not that it uploads any faster, but it uploads. So I'm going to get off of here. Happy Valentine's Day. And I'm going to try to get back on here like we usually do on the 16th. So you take care.